Two. All right. So welcome everyone to Myths and Fears of the Entity World. And who's the brave one here who's going to speak about their fear and myths? Who's the first one? Anybody? Or are you all fearless?
I want to say something.
Yes, darling, go for it.
So today, one of my family member, my Masa, he just expired. So since morning, there's something, something I'm feeling. I mean, I'm really not able to get what it is all about. But like every day, I go to office, and today. I don't know what I was aware of even before the news reached me. I was not feeling very good, and I decided not to go to office. And then after an hour or so, I just received the news. And since then, I was just aware that I might have perceived certain energies. And since then, something I'm feeling in my heart and my stomach, and something is going on with my body, which is not very comfortable for me.
Right. Sorry to hear about your uncle Suruchi, and sorry to hear about for you too, Manpriyana. You said same here. So is that, did you also lose somebody? Or oh, you said you don't watch horror films. Naughty Sonal. Okay. Yeah. Sorry to hear about your uncle but Suruchi, what if we can look at death the way we look at birth?
Mm-hmm.
I know when you lose somebody, it seems too big an ask, because the loss left behind by the person who moves on seems so much larger than life, but what if you can actually look at that as, what if you can just acknowledge that what you really are, have gone into a conclusion that you're going to miss, is actually the body that you're going to miss, the physical touch.
Yes.
What if you could acknowledge that, you still have the presence of the being? And what gift is that? And everywhere that you're buying into everybody's sadness around you, your family's sadness, everybody's sadness, and everywhere you're trying to get that right, because after so many years and access, that it was his choice. And
Yes.
you also know that somewhere you would like to honor that. And you also know that if you honor that, it would give him a lot of freedom, and it would set you free too.
Yes.
But are you trying to do the right thing after a death?
Maybe it's because I'm far from my family. I mean, none of my family stays here. I'm alone here, and even my husband at this point of time is not here.
That. So are you doing the right thing? This is what we decide. We have to feel sad, and there's the being that says, oh, but it was his choice, and don't you just get how much lighter he is right now? No, but if I show that I'm not sad, and I'm not crying, and I'm not upset, and I'm not emotional, what would people think? So I must force myself to feel that. Now, what if you're acknowledging that the sadness is something that you're aware of, and also something that you are aware of, that you will miss him physically? But what can change if you could acknowledge? What can change if you can acknowledge that he's still around? Even if he has not transitioned as yet into another body, or into another space, or into the light, or to the light, or probably he has. What if you can ask the question, are you here? Can I facilitate you in any way? What is it that you would like? What is it that I can contribute to you?
Yes.
The communication that we do with the entity world is all in form of questions, right? And what if you can do that, Suruchi? How much freedom would that give you?
Yes, a lot. I feel lighter now.
Awesome. How
Thank
does it
you.
get any better than that?
Yeah,
You're welcome, beauty. You're welcome,
thank you.
darling. Awesome. So, hello, everyone, once again. For all of you who've just joined us, I'm Chandana Bawa and a certified facilitator from Delhi, Talk to the Entities facilitator. And I am super excited to have you guys on talking about all the myths, lies, and the fears that you have, if you have any, or that you have forced yourself to have. I mean, how many of you force yourself to feel the fear or force yourself to feel, to believe the myths? Everything that brought up, could you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pockle, nine shots, boys and beyonds. Yes, is there anyone who would like to share or ask a question?
Hi, Chandana. This is Meenakshi.
Hi,
Um,
Meenakshi.
so, hi. I've been having a couple of experiences, lately, and to talk about the most recent experience that I just had this morning. And
Mm-hmm.
this class happens to be just in time, so I guess this is just, the way it was planned. That's how I look at it. So, thank you, first of all.
You're welcome,
So,
darling. Is this clearer?
mm,
Is my voice clear enough? Yeah, okay,
your
yeah,
voice is
Yeah,
okay,
it's good.
yeah.
So what happened was, this was, I guess, post sunrise, and I was still sleeping in my bed, and I could feel that I was awake, but then there was something that was holding on to me. I saw this person, and I felt that this person was holding on to me, was strangling my neck, and I'm just trying to get out of his pangs, but I'm not able to do that. But in my mind, I know that I'm wide awake and this is not like a dream or something. So I know this is happening for sure, and I'm not able to move or get out of his hands. And then I'm trying to pray to God, just to the superpower to help me out, to let me out of this situation, because this has occurred to me a few times in the past. And in my past experiences, what would happen is after a period of time it would just leave me. But this time I just held on to him and I said, okay, I will heal you, I will help you into the light, is what I said. And the moment I said, I felt very light. This person just left me. So this was an experience that happened to me, and I've just been, sort of grappling and getting worried about, the whole thing that I went through, and seeing this person very clearly, and is clearly looking for help. And I don't know why I said that to that person, if I could really help that person or not, or that entity for that matter. So this is like a very fresh experience that I had, which I thought I will
Yeah,
share it with you.
yeah. I'm glad you're talking about that, Meenakshi. But I'd like to ask you a question: is this lifetime or some other lifetime?
I'm sorry, can you please say that again?
Was this lifetime, or was that experience from some other lifetime? Truth.
I do not know that.
What is lighter?
Oh.
What is light? This lifetime or some other lifetime?
It seems like some other item is more something that I can
Yeah,
connect to.
yeah. So what? So a capacity that you have, when you're sleeping, you have a. Most of you have this capacity to go back to some. When I say back, I actually mean to go to some other lifetime and try and change something that you left incomplete in that lifetime.
Hmm.
Okay, that often you wake up and you say, oh, it was a dream, or you wake up and you say, oh, it was an entity or a demon. And that comes from that comes from the space of concluding what it was, deciding what it was, instead of asking, was that this lifetime or was that some other lifetime? Now, like you said, seems like some other lifetime. So did you go there to change something that you hadn't completed or you hadn't done in some past lifetime?
I wouldn't know that.
Yes or no? You always know, sweetie pie. just
Mm,
just yes or no. Just say what's light. It could be a yes, it could be a no.
no.
Okay, so did you go to that lifetime to understand what it was? Yes or no?
Yes.
Awesome.
I was curious. I mean, at least in my dream, I was curious to see
Yeah,
this
that
happen.
that that so did you so let so When you have this capacity to go to another lifetime, to either understand what happened or to either change what happened, and when you do it unconsciously, you kind of find yourself at the effect of it.
Hmm.
But now, what if I was to ask you, is it relevant in this lifetime?
No.
So, could you speak with your being and tell your being, whatever that was in some other lifetime, it's not relevant, we don't need to go there.
Right.
And all the oaths, vows, communalities, realities, commitments, binding contracts that you had with that person, to heal him, to help him, that has you healing him and helping him lifetime after lifetime, would you now please revoke, recant, reclaim, rescind, renounce, destroy, and uncreate all of that times a godzillion?
Thank you.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, line shots, boys, and beyonds.
Beyond.
Did it change? Is it lighter?
I'm neutral.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Next time, okay. What if there is no next time? Just go with that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
Wonderful.
you, Chandana. Thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome, darling. I see, Richa, you have your hand up, honey.
Yeah, hi Chandana. Like mostly I feel someone is behind me. Like I'm doing some work in kitchen. I just wonder कि कोई है. Something like मेरे को हमेशा every time I feel कि कोई है पीछे मेरा.
Yeah. So Richa says, I always feel there's something behind me. There's always somebody behind me. And Richa, what if that is not wrong? What if that is what you're perceiving?
Yeah.
And everything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge that, would you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, nine shots, boys and beyonds. So there's so much bacteria on this earth, right? On the planet, in the soil, in the food that you eat, in all of that, there's so much of bacteria. Does every single bacteria have a name? Or is it just barely 5% or 2% of the bacteria on the planet that's actually been discovered and given a name? Does that mean the other bacteria doesn't exist? Just because you can't see it right now, or just because there is no proof that it exists? It still exists, right? And it shows up when it has to. And then it's like, oh, we discovered it. This is the name for it. Yay, new bacteria. But it always existed. And that's the same with the entity world. That's the same with the spirit kingdom. Just because you can't see it, or just because your five senses cannot define it, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It is still there. And your points of views create your reality. And what you eat has bacteria. And the bacteria that goes into your body has your body showing up the way it does. Similarly, the points of views that you have has the entity world showing up around you. So if you have the points of views that entities are scary and they are stronger than me and they will kill me and they will possess me and they will ruin my life, guess what? That's exactly what they'll do, because that's the bacteria you're eating. Could you all hear me? Yeah, cool. Awesome, thanks. Whereas if you have a point of view, or if you're like, just the way entities exist, just the way people exist, I am the source of my life, I am the source of creation, and how much fun can I have with that? Suddenly there is no fear, because we use fear to hide our capacity. We use fear to hide the potency that we be. If fear is something that is justifiable, right, in this reality, it's like, I don't want to go there. Why? I'm scared. Oh, That's like reason, justification to not go there. I feel scared at night. I need the light on. Reason and justification. People get fear in this reality. They get fear. But fear is a lie. And when you are selling fear to others, you're also buying it as your reality. And that's what keeps you from being the potency. Because now what's running your life is a story of fear, not what you know. Yes, I see we have 2 hands up. Who's going for it first? Richard, did that clear it for you, darling? Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Gurjeet.
Hi.
Hi.
Chandana, a couple of days back, I was just listening to one of the Facebook lives of Shannon, and she happened to mention about, the so when they're talking about entities, the entities with not so good intention, and entities which are like just confused and around. And she said that there was a direct connection between the negative entity. I'll just mention it as a negative entity, but I don't know what is the term used. But a negative entity showing up in my life and negative people showing up in my life, and judgment helped me get rid of it. Now, somehow it makes sense somewhere over the head, but it doesn't make sense to me. So I was like confused what judgment and entities showing up, negative people showing up, like if you can just kind of throw some light over there.
I have not heard which one you're talking about, but yes.
It's one of her on the entity
Podcasts?
page. Yeah, it's on the
Okay.
entities page on Instagram.
Okay, I haven't heard this one in particular, but yes, it's like your points of views create your reality. So if you believe that they are bad, that's how they'll show up. If you believe people are bad, that's how they will show up. And it's a judgment of them that keeps that showing up. But it's when you're willing to come out of judgment of them is when everything changes. See, you use your judgment. The only purpose of judgment, the only purpose of instilling judgment, instilling fear in people, including you, is so you do not have to receive from the entity world. You no longer have to receive from the spirit kingdom. If you were willing to receive from the spirit kingdom, you would have no judgment.
Okay.
Right? So it's judgment that you use that has them showing up to match your point of view.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when you have no judgment, darling, what shows up is what is real and true.
Mm-hmm.
And what is an entity? See, when we talk about entities, any energy that can be defined.
Mm-hmm.
So having said that, table, chair, a dog, a cat, my business, my house, everything is an entity, including the disembodied beings, because we define them as ghosts, we define them as spirits. But that comes under, there are lots of different types of entities in the spirit kingdom, and that's one of the ones that come under the spirit kingdom, which is people entities that we call ghosts and spirits. But then there are a whole lot of others, so many more. But you're that fear and that angst and those myths and those stories and those horror movies, which you've seen growing up and you bought them as real, has you using that to reject the entire spirit kingdom. Right? It's like you're so scared of the spirit kingdom just based on a movie that you saw. And now you're going to reject, you're going to resist receiving from any entity, which also includes the beings of light, which also includes your teammates, which also includes the nature spirits, which also includes, your table, your dog, your chair, you yourself. You too are an entity, an embodied one at that.
Yeah, I get you.
Right? Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome, love. And thank you for asking that question. I'm sure it contributed to everyone. Yes, Sumit.
So, Chandana, I read this really interesting book of the entities. I downloaded the audiobook, and some certain things are sticking in me. And now, when I relate to, certain not incidents but experiences from that book, now there are energies around us, and then there are aches and unexplained aches and pains in the body. It has no I have no explanation. Sometimes they just come very randomly. They come, they go, they come, they go. And I've always not, taken, I've done, okay, painkiller le liya, yeah, thoda do some stretches and flexes. But that book says, maybe, you can elaborate for me. That book says that maybe some energy is trying to get your attention in somewhere, some way.
Yeah.
And how do I know? How do I know that that pain is because some entity or energy is trying to get my attention? What questions do I ask?
Yeah,
There are
brilliant. I love
unexplained
that.
pains.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
have
Tell
no
me
expression.
about that. Yes, absolutely, darling. That one. So there's so many unexplained pains. There's so many unexplained, like a sudden headache, sudden anger, or sudden, stomach pain, or sudden anxiety, sudden panic attack. That sudden onset is never yours. Anything that comes and goes is never yours. And that's where you always want to ask, is this mine, something else, or somebody else? Or is this an entity's? This is one thing, guys, I really got this tool only after Talk to the Entities class. Because I really started to get where it was not mine and it was just an entity trying to get my attention. And all I had to do was, okay, I know you're there. Can you come back later? Because we talk about business hours in class also, and that gives you a lot of clarity, with the entity world and how to deal with that. And sometimes you can just say, hey, I know you're here. You guys can leave now. Thank you very much. Just that. Or hey, do you know you don't have a body? Because how many times are these entities so highly unconscious that they don't even know that they don't have a body? They're just hanging around, they're just hanging around. And they're like, they could be stuck for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 years. So when you go to certain cities, where there's a lot of history and there were a lot of wars, Delhi is one of them, London is one of them. The energy seems
Rajasthan,
Rajasthan.
Chandan.
Yes, Rajasthan.
I can't describe the feeling. The moment I set foot in Rajasthan, my mind is like going crazy.
Yes, because there were so many wars in Rajasthan. There is so much of history in Rajasthan. When people die in wars and when they die in sudden deaths, especially when they die together, like a bomb blast or a plane crash or something like that, they're also stuck in PTSD. So they're stuck lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, not knowing that they don't have a body and looking for a body. So it's like, when you go to a crematorium or you go to a hospital or you go to a mortuary or you go to a burial ground, do you come back feeling light or do you come back feeling really heavy? Heavy, yeah. Yeah. What is that? I mean, there are like so many entities out there holding on to your body saying, oh, this feels like mine. Is it my body? Is it my body? And if you're not aware of it, you walk out with them. And then you wonder, why am I so exhausted? Most of you want to go and sleep because that's a great way of turning on unconsciousness. I can't deal with this. It's way too much. So I'm going to sleep. At that time, that's when you want to actually acknowledge and just, just tell them, hey guys, stand back 4 feet now. Thank you very much. Do you even know you don't have a body anymore? What do you do when you feel heavy? You just communicate with them and tell them, hey guys, this is my body. Do you know you don't have a body anymore? Would you like to go get another body? Give them that option. The beauty of Talk to the Entities is that you are facilitating them into making a different choice. You are not forcing them to leave. You're not running around them with a broom, or you're not throwing this fire on their face and all those weird things that people do. You are just asking them a question and showing them that they have choice. That's it. I mean, how much easier can it get, right?
So you
Did that
ask them to
clarify
leave.
for you?
I acknowledge your presence and now you have the permission to leave. That sort of thing.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
What if that feeling still doesn't go? It doesn't go sometimes. I mean, I've been trying it last 2 days actually after reading the book.
If you are powerful enough to get the entities, you are powerful enough to ask them to leave. You've got to trust that, love. And where that doesn't show up with ease, you want to ask, what is the value of holding on to these entities? What is the value of that? Okay? Awesome. Yes, Manpriyana, you have a question, love?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
So my question is on similar lines. I do get frequent headaches, really bad headaches. And at that point, I'm really cranky. And I do get it that it's not mine and it's somewhere on the lines of entity awareness. So what I simply do is that I just do who does this belong to, who does this belong to, like frequently, multiple times until I fall asleep. And the next day when I wake up, I'm totally fine. Like there's more space in my room. So it's like an experience with a question added. So I really wonder do in my sleep, because like when I'm awake, I do have resistance towards, interacting with the entities or asking them questions with all the fear and everything. So while I'm asleep, does that mean that I'm kind of communicating and asking them to, back off or something like that?
Darling, when you're sleeping, your barriers are really down. Your barriers are down, so you're actually willing to communicate with them. And oftentimes you wake up saying, oh, I was probably dreaming or something. But it's probably you willing to communicate with them during the day. What would your life be like if you were to communicate with them during the day? How much easier would that be on your body? It's just a choice. And no one can force you to do that. No one can convince you to do that. You got to trust that process. And you get it when you get it. There is no right way of doing that. There is no wrong way of doing that. There is no right time and there is no wrong time. For my body with the awareness, and you've also got to get one thing, guys. There are bodies that have immense awareness, immense. Okay. And then there are some bodies that, and then, when you have that level of awareness and you are not willing to receive that awareness, that's when your body hurts. So it's not that it's because of the entities that you have a headache. Okay, this is one thing that we want to really make clear here. It's not the entities that are giving you a headache. It's your resistance to acknowledging them and to the awareness that your body is giving you that's leading to a headache. So with the pain in my body that I had for over 18, 20 years, it was this, my body is extremely aware of the entity world. Extremely. And I did a great job of shutting it out. It didn't really work well for my body. My body has a capacity to facilitate demons. And when I don't do it, it shows up as pain. So my body's like, see, when you have a capacity, that's going to come to you. You have a capacity, right? But if you don't acknowledge that capacity and you're like, no, I'm not going to acknowledge the entities. I've got my eyes closed. I'm not going to acknowledge the demons. And if I just keep my eyes closed a little longer, they'll go away. And I'm just going to peep and see, have they gone? Oh, they're not gone. I'm again going to close my eyes. So what are they going to do? They're going to come banging on you even harder. And that's when it hurts. That is when it hurts.
That sounds like me. I just closed my eyes. Are you
Yes.
still there? No.
Yeah. No. I can see it. It's not there. But darling, that's when your awareness turns into a pain, which is actually a gift. But your resistance of it, your rejection of your awareness will show up, because awareness is not going away. You just have a capacity. So how much easier can your body, how much easier can your life be? How much easier could Receiving be, if you allowed yourself to put your barriers down during the day and acknowledge them and just carry on with the rest of the day.
So, what questions can I have for
Have you done
me to have ease?
have you done the talk to the entities class?
No, I've done the foundation.
Okay. So when you do the talk to the entities class, there is a lot of information of how you keep your business hours, the different types of entities, how you clear them, how you communicate with them. And we initially had only clear, communicate, and receive. And there was not anything about receiving in the beginnings manual. Now we have clear, communicate, receive, and cooperate, which is absolutely a beautiful section. And we also have receiving in the manual. And it's one of the most beautiful. I mean, we have a beautiful exercise, and it just goes, your life, your world, your reality just melts, literally melts. It's like you have nothing to hold on to. It's like you don't even have bones. You feel like, at least that's how I feel. That's how I feel after facilitating a talk to the entities class. I feel I have no bones in my body. just, there's just so much of fluidity. Yes, it is, right, Fina? Oh my God, the new manual is just, oh, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I'm so grateful that, Shannon rewrote it, and, the process of, when she was rewriting the manual, and we were in the class. So we did the beginnings class with her, and that's how the new manual came up. And I mean, I facilitated so many talk to the entities beginnings. I have attended so many of them. And I was like, oh yeah, just another talk to the entities beginning. No worries. Yeah, I'll just, sail through it. It's just an hour and a half every day. No worries. Oh my God, what did I know? After so many years of doing a class, after so many years of facilitating a class, this your world. It just goes literally. And that doesn't mean you have to do it.
Chandana, hi.
Hi.
Chandana, I just wanted to share two things.
Yes.
I broke my right wrist on 18th of October. So 6 o'clock, I was feeling very heavy. I didn't want to go down. It was like very heavy. Something said within me, don't go. I went down and I fell. When I fell down, no, I felt somebody threw me. I mean, it was not me, and I broke my right wrist. There was a dislocation. So, so it was beings of light who said, "Don't go." Just, just checking. I know it's my awareness, and who threw me? I mean, I literally fell because I had lost my this thing. It was like a blink of an eye experience, like that.
And what happened after that?
So, like, so
Did
I'm
you
still, yeah.
did you change?
No, I didn't change.
So what happened before that?
Before that, I am. See, I'm a very potent person. I know that. And also, as you said, I'm sorry to say that also not willing to change. So that is the reason also I also have a lot of aches and pains.
Thank you.
Lots of,
Thank you for saying that. So when you said something said to me, don't go down, you said was that the beings of light. I'd like to ask you a question. Was that your awareness?
yeah, could be an awareness also. But sometimes, no, when beings of light act up, no, they will tell me, kar le, ja, and they'll push me for a good thing also. So here I am little.
Oh, my beauty. You got to get yourself to a talk to the entities class. There is so much information in what you have just spoken. You have absolutely no clue. But I will. Beings of light teammates, nature spirits will never tell you anything.
Okay.
Demons tell you.
Oh, I have one right next to the corner where I sit, where I sleep. I can literally see sometimes. So,
So, what are you waiting for? What would have to happen to get you to choose what your body is facilitating you into?
Mhm.
And
uh,
everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, would you all please destroy and uncreate that?
yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyonds.
Now, after this incident, Chandana, at least I listen to my inner voice now. Sometimes I listen. So I enrolled for a music class, and the area, I mean, I go there, so much of low vibrational life. Then I feel, oh, I'm not in allowance. I'm not receiving that area. But my body said, just don't go in that area. It was like, I can't stand there. I took 2 sessions and I said, no, I don't want to go now there. I can literally
So, is
feel.
that so, darling? That's why I'm asking you, what is your body facilitating you into, and how much more would it have to do and be for you to finally choose your awareness? Acknowledge your awareness. When you're not willing to acknowledge, see, it's not awareness, guys, is not like a sieve. You can't take a sieve and you can't say, I will get the good awareness, but I will sieve out the bad awareness. I will have awareness of plants and animals, but I will not have awareness of entities. It doesn't work that way. Or you're not willing to be aware. Period. Everything else is a lie. Everything else is a reason and justification. So, what are you choosing? Awareness or unawareness? To have ease with the body or to not have ease with the body? To be at the effect of your awareness or to receive it as a gift that it truly is? And everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that, would you all destroy and uncreate all of that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot,
Yes.
pork, online shots, boys and beyonds. Awesome. I know you wanted answers, Sonal. Sorry. Sorry, I'm bad that way. I don't give
No,
answers.
no facilitators gives answer. I know my answers. Actually,
Awesome.
awareness is there,
Yes,
but
yes, it is.
unwillingness to change and self-sabotaging is something I'm working upon. So, and I'm being vulnerable and willing to receive judgment for that.
And
So,
I want to thank you for your vulnerability, Sonal,
yeah,
because your willingness to even acknowledge that. I mean, for me, I started in 2000 when I mean, this has been 7, 8 years now. The first 3, 4 years after Access, and there were people asking me, would you please become a TTTE facilitator? And I would say no. I am not going to facilitate a talk to the entities class. I don't want to be so crazy. I am cuckoo. My family will say I'm cuckoo. My friends will say she's crazy. My friends will call me a witch. Oh my God, I'll be exposed. I don't want to do that. No, I'm not becoming a talk to the entities facilitator. I'll become a relationship facilitator. So I became a right relationship for you facilitator. I will do that. That is acceptable. Sweetheart, it's only when you're vulnerable with you, and this is a step towards you choosing the greatness of you. So acknowledge this step and Ask your body to show you when is the time. Because my body showed me when my body was like, if you don't fucking get yourself to a facilitators this year, I am not going to work with you. I am not going to cooperate with you. I am going to throw a tantrum. And it did. It threw a tantrum. I couldn't move for over about a week. I was in so much pain and lying in bed. And one night I told my husband, I think I need to go to the neurologist tomorrow. The pain seems to be coming back. So I took an appointment with the doctor and lying down, feeling really sad and miserable that, after having changed fibromyalgia after so many years, the pain's coming back. It was a massive, massive decision out there. And I asked the universe, I said, show me what's required to change this. I'm committing to change. I am committing to having ease with my body. And I asked, and I was lying on the sofa with the family, and I just picked up my phone. And you know how you go into Facebook on your phone? I went into Facebook on my phone, and the first thing that popped was talk to the entities facilitators training. So my body facilitated me to get there. And when I looked at it, I looked at my family, I looked at my phone, I looked at them, and I said, oh my God, my poor husband. He doesn't know what I'm going to choose now. And I looked at it and I said, I'm going. It was 2.5 weeks away. My tickets weren't done. My visa was not done. The class was in Paris. I said, fuck it, I'm going. I paid for it there and then. Next morning, I went to the visa office. I got my visa one night before my flight out. And since then, it's been absolutely magical. But was it wrong that I didn't choose it the first 3 years? No. No. Was it right that I finally chose it 3 years later? No. There is no right and there is no wrong, sweetheart. It's just, when are you willing to make that choice?
Sometimes I feel, sometimes when I talk to universe and I say that, you know what, you have given me so much of potency, but somehow I cannot use, I mean, something happens and I don't use it. Then it says that I have given you awareness, follow that pathway. Your body talks to you, you have awareness. So it's,
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really your choice here, right?
yeah,
It always
yeah.
boils down to choice. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for facilitating
You're welcome.
and being
You're
patient
welcome.
enough to listen to me.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I see we have 2 more hands. I'm going to quickly take both the hands. Preeti and MJ.
Yeah, hi, Chandana.
Hi.
Yeah, Chandana, I mean, does daily nightmares, having daily nightmares do fall under this, you know, uh, topic? Because there's not been a single day in my, or single night in my life when I don't have nightmares, and particularly of losing my own child. So, I mean, and I keep fighting the entire night, saving her most of the times. And I'm awake most of the time. So I mean, like, I really don't know, but I thought of asking this to you.
Cool. Yeah. When you, like I said earlier, when you sleep, you oftentimes visit different dimensions. You oftentimes visit the past, and you oftentimes tap into other people's realities. If you are willing to receive the awareness and the information during the day, would you be troubled at night? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shots, boys and beyonds. What do you know that you're not willing to know? What if you could know that? And when I say what if you could know that, what if you could ask Is that relevant to this lifetime? If it's not relevant, why would you hold on to it? It's again a choice. You know, we've all lived life, we've all lived various lifetimes, we've all done it all. We've murdered, we've been murdered, we have raped, we have been raped, um, we have lost love, we have found love. We've done it all. We've taken drugs, we've arrested others for taking drugs. You know, we've done it all. We've been in prison, we've imprisoned others. We can only have a judgment of other things because we've done it in some lifetime, right? But is that really relevant to this lifetime? So everywhere you're making your past so significant, everywhere you're making your past so relevant, that has it revisiting you, would you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And when you have fear of losing something, that's what shows up as a nightmare. So if you didn't have fear of losing anybody or anything, would you still have the nightmare? If you knew you could never lose it, lose her, lose him, anybody, anything. And I know it's a real tough one, because the first time I was asked by Dane, am I willing to lose everybody and everything? I stood there crying, and I cried for 2 days after that. Like, no, I don't want to lose my family. I love my family. They're the best. I love, I love, I love. But you know, when we say, are you willing to lose it? It's your willingness to lose everything that limits you. It's not just them. It's, are you willing to lose the limitations? That has them showing up as the greatness or what they truly be, the gift that they truly be. And everything that doesn't allow that, would you all destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Did that give you clarity, Preeti?
So, I mean, like, what can I ask during the day for the nightmares to stop me?
You can just ask, what am I unwilling to know, be, perceive, and receive, that if I was willing to know, be, perceive, and receive, would create the ease with all of this? In fact, you can ask, what do I know, be, perceive, receive, that I'm not willing to know, be, perceive, and receive, that if I was willing to know, be, perceive, and receive it, would create ease with all of this.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. Thank you for asking, darling.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes, Shalu, see you at the TTTE class. Exciting. Yes, Meenakshi, darling. Go for your question, love.
Hi.
Hi.
So sometimes, when I look into the mirror, I just have this feeling that this is not me. This is not how I look. This seems like somebody else. Now, I don't know if this is just my figment of, it's just a figment of imagination, or is that true, or what I believe that perhaps it's an entity, that's in me, that's gotten into me, which is dominating its features on me or something.
Okay, what's your question?
I just wanted to know if that's a figment of my imagination, or is that true, that, is that like a sign for me to identify that there is an entity within me?
What is light for you? Is it an entity or is it something else?
It could be something else. As in, it
Awesome.
could be anything.
Awesome. Is that the projections that you are aware of everyone around you? I mean, come on, how many projections and judgments have been locked into that mirror? And what are you aware of each time you look at that mirror? Everything that brought up, would you destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, mark, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. When there's an entity, when you hear in your head, you should do this, you should go there, that's an entity. Because you would never talk to yourself as you should do this. It'll be, I should go there, or I should do this. That's a sign. That is a sign of you having an entity. Anything else is, they could be, you got to ask questions. What is this? Is this a projection and expectation? Is this me judging myself? Am I aware of projections and expectations and judgments? What is this? Your willingness to ask a question, darling, will bring clarity to the surface. And each time you go into a judgment, you shut it out. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm going to wind up here, guys. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. And if any of you would like to join us, we do have a Talk to the Entities class coming up. On the 16th evening is the introduction, and that's India time. Can anyone put it here, please? Hina, Ruby, Ira, if any of you have the details. Fetch sure. Thank you, lovelies. Thank you. And 16th is the introduction, and 17th and 18th is a 2-day class. I would love you guys to join us. I truly wonder what we can create together. And if not, I am so super grateful for you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And how much fun can we have? Thank you, Fina.
Thank
See
you
all
so
soon.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, darling.
And
Bye.
Manuel is so awesome.
Oh, yes, totally. The manual is a killer.
Yeah, and so it's like so more light and more faster. Oh my
Yes.
god, that's awesome.
Yes, right. And you know, the new downloading exercise and the receiving
Yeah.
exercise. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it just creates so much. I
Yeah.
know. I just love it. It's
Yeah,
just
I
beautiful.
love that.
Yes, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Super excited.
So we have the prerequisite bars, and also, do you have the repeat? I think we have the repeat price for.
Yes, yes. The repeat price is 70%.
Okay.
The full price is 1,375 USD with global pricing, and the repeat pricing is 70%. Did I say 70%? I think
60,
that's it.
60.
No, it's 70.
75% for repeat.
Yes, yes, 75%, sorry, 75% for repeat. And for the 65% countries, it's 65% of the price, and so on and so forth. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, everybody. I love you all. Thank you. So super grateful for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my love.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.